2, 1, ignition, and liftoff.
Amazed me most about the trip to space. I think the most impressive thing is when you really see Earth from above and you just get a change in the perspective of things. So for me, it was most like you see this perfect planet underneath you and you suddenly understand what planet actually means. And then all the stars out there. So for me, it was really, we should go out and explore. There's so much we don't know. And I really look forward to learning what we don't know. So what has made our mission special for Abril was the first human spaceflight mission that went over both of Earth's polar regions. And the cool thing about this is that we tried pushing the boundary of what can be done with the technology that we have today. And the second thing is that we also had a lot of research on board that dealt with how does the human body adapt to space, right? How do, let's say, common people like us, nobody of us had a pilot's license, adapt to space so that in the future all of us can go to space. What is everyday life like in space? So it was much more comfortable than I would have thought. It was super comfortable. All the food just tasted as good, and you could just play around with it and send one over to your crewmates. Send over an M&M to your crewmates, for example. Sleeping was done in like sleeping bags that we fastened to our seats. So it would be, otherwise you'd just be kind of floating, and it's very weird to just float. For me, my head needed a little bit of a reminder that it's touching something, so to pretend that I'm lying on something. So that was super fun. All the experiments were super fun. We did the first X-ray in space. So we could see out of our phones. We could see some of the electronics that we were wearing as well on the X-rays. So that was super fun. How did we actually prepare for this mission? So we trained for 1 year before going to space. And the important things, there was a lot of facets in this training, so a lot of different aspects. One was teamwork. Of course, you have to be a super teammate to really know how to deal in emergency situations with the situation. So we had an expedition in Alaska, a kayaking expedition, where we learned how to communicate as a team. We had a lot of simulation training, so operations, where we were in kind of a mock-up capsule, learning how the systems worked and getting different scenarios. That was very fun. And also we learned a lot about the spacecraft itself, and a lot about the human body. So what do you do if somebody feels sick, for example? These are all the fun aspects that we learned or we trained for just before going to space. So how do robots actually, so I'm a roboticist, how do robots actually help us humans in extreme places? So the cool thing about robots is that unlike us, they can access very remote places, very dangerous places. So if we think, for example, of glaciers where you don't want to come too close as a human, you can send a robot and the robot can collect the data for you. If you think about space, space is not always an easy environment. So if you just send a robot to collect the data, that is a perfect task for the robot. Right now, the robots are not like super intelligent yet, so we still have us humans there to take the decisions. But I think we're on the best way to make robots super smart, and that also will be the future that you'll be working on, which I think is super exciting. So why is science so important? Why are robotics, why is engineering so important for our future as humanity? I think our history as humanity has always been going forward by understanding the unknown. We go and explore because we want to know what's behind the next corner. We do science because we don't know what questions we haven't asked yet. And I think that's how we develop forward. That's how we understand more about our surroundings, more about surroundings like space, more about ourselves even. So it will always forever be this quest for more knowledge and to understand what the new horizons are that you don't even know about yet. What message would I give to 10 to 14-year-olds or to you guys listening? I think it is very, very important to dream as big as you can. There will always be people questioning you or questioning your dreams. That is okay. Don't listen to them, but keep dreaming, because that is the only way that you will find people that think like you and that will support you in your dream, and also be the person that supports other people's dreams, so that you have a really good team around you, you know, that you have a super good environment around you, and that all of you are working towards some vision of their own. That is how we create a future for all of us humans, I think, and I wish you all the best on this way.